Welcome to Hunters, the show where we
force you to dream big, force you to master your reality, and force you to feel powerful.
I'm James.
I'm Boadi.
And I'm Shaka, Ptah.
Today we'll be talking about discipline. So what I want to do first is I want to just get everybody away from that negative notion of what discipline is to everybody, right? So when we were growing up, we understand discipline means being chastised for a wrongdoing or what may be perceived as a wrongdoing, or getting your butt whooped, right? Let's say you spill a cup of milk as you're a little kid and then it gets all over your mom or your dad or whatever. You may get the little spanking on the hand or whatever, and that right there is what discipline means to us, because that is what our minds are programmed to perceive as. Now, think about discipline as being something that is proactive, right? You're praying on your success every morning. You know, hey, listen, in order to get to the bus stop so that I could get to my job, so that way I can stand there and I could get this paycheck every week, every other week, I need to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Regardless of what time you go to sleep, you need to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that right there is what we're talking to you about discipline. That right there is discipline.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I feel like discipline comes with a sense of motivation. I feel like without the proper motivation, it's impossible to have discipline. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just to put that in perspective, it's kind of like, you know, you hear people tell you all the time, oh, this guy has no discipline, this guy has no discipline, this guy has no discipline. Take a bum off the street, somebody that doesn't want much to do with life, and they don't have any motivation to move forward with their lives, right? And you can look at that person and say, you know what, this person's not disciplined at all. Yeah. But give that bum a bucket filled with $100 bills and tell that bum, count these $100 bills and you get to keep as many as you can count. You'll see discipline.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because the motivation exists.
Now, how do you find that motivation?
I mean, I feel like motivation, you dive deeper into it on a deeper level, and your motivation comes from your why. Yeah. You know what I mean? It is a question of, why do I want to count these $100 bills? Yeah. What are these $100 bills going to do for me in my life? How is it going to benefit me? You know what I mean? So with the why comes the motivation to do. And with the motivation comes the discipline. So that's my take on that. So.
What about you, James?
I say, think about it like this, right? Little kid. As a little kid, we all love Mr. Softy ice cream, right? Yeah. Right? Mr. Softy come, you know, all right, listen, I get out of school at 3 o'clock, about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Yeah. Mr. Softy gonna be around my house, and I need to make sure I got that $1.25, so I get that ice cream cone with the sprinkles. I feel it. So let's say it gets 3:45. You start asking mom, start asking dad, yo, can I get a dollar? Mm-hmm. Mom knows what the dollar's for. Mom says no. You ain't do nothing today. You ain't even do your homework. Yeah. All right, listen. I'm gonna get done my homework and I'm gonna continue to ask, Mom, can I get a dollar? Yeah. Mom, can I get a dollar? Mom, can I get a dollar? Yeah. The mom is gonna continue to say no. But you know, once you start hearing that sound, that ice cream truck sound, all right, listen, you got about a smooth 10 minutes to convince mom. And you'll stand and you'll ask mom. Yeah. 30 more times, 40 more times, no matter what it takes, because you have that motivation. Your success as a little kid, what your why is getting that ice cream. Yeah. So the Mr. Softy ice cream truck in general can go by your house. You're still not going to give up, right? Because you're still going to ask your mom, listen, I need a dollar. Mom, I need a dollar. I need a dollar. I need a dollar. You're going to have that hunger.
Nobility.
That nobility. Right. That relentlessness to continue to ask your mom. All the way down, you know that the only thing that's stopping you is if the Mr. Ice Cream ice cream truck leaves, and like, listen, as a little kid, we could never get off our block. Yeah. So you'll continue to ask, and let's say your mom gives you that dollar. Yeah. You're going to run down the block as fast as you can, like Usain Bolt, and you're going to get your ice cream truck, and that right there is what success is, and I feel like that's how you find your motivation, like you said. Yeah.
And that's discipline.
That's discipline. I mean?
See, and that's why I made the example that I did before. People look at children and you say, you know, this kid has no discipline. Mm-hmm. No, maybe not in the things that you want him to do, but in the things that he wants to do. This great discipline. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I remember being that kid myself when it's like, oh, I need X. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna ask mom 1,000 times if that's what it takes. I'm gonna take the no's. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's something that's often overlooked because, you know, nowadays people are afraid of rejection. Exactly. You know, so when somebody tells you no once or twice, it kind of discourages you. Yeah. And then you're done kind of pursuing that. Yeah. But as kids, we were relentless, man. You know what I mean? And that's where that discipline came from.
So you gotta fuse the two, is what you're saying. The desire, the motivation, and the discipline. And that's what you'll get. Because listen, if you asking your mom and you just have the motivation and you're like, no, she's like, no. It's like, no. But when you can tie in discipline, all right, I know at 3 o'clock this ice cream truck comes. I have to know that. So I have to know a plan and a strategy to be able to put forward to get there. Mm-hmm. If you don't know the things around it, the discipline that it takes to make whatever you're trying to do come,
preparation.
It's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Just having the motivation isn't enough. You got to combine the two to make it a viable thing. Would you agree with that?
I would.
And just to add on that, I feel like a lot of people, it's okay to not be disciplined in every single area of your life. Mm-hmm. It's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? None of us are perfect. But when it's not okay is when your discipline doesn't fall in line with your life's purpose, your dreams, your goals, your version of success. You know what I mean? Because for you could tell me, Boadi, go work on your singing. You could tell me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's cool.
Yeah.
But I may go to a singing lesson or two. But since that doesn't fall in line with what I really want to do with my life, I may blow it off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's okay. It's not a terrible thing to not have discipline in certain areas of your life. Mm. But if you're like, Boadi, listen to these audios so you could gain more knowledge and know what you're talking about when you talk to people, gain deeper insight when it comes to certain subjects, I'm going to do that. Yeah. Because that falls in direct line with what I want to do in my life. You know what I mean? What you think, James?
I mean, once again,
that's the fusion right there. That's the fusion of the two. That's discipline and motivation. Everybody wants to be the best at something. You might want to be the best football player, and that's great. But without that discipline, what does it mean?
Exactly.
And that's the fusion.
And you can have that discipline anywhere else, but if you don't have it in that thing,
what does it matter?
It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You were telling me a story about an encounter that you had. You want to touch on that?
Yeah. So basically, you know the story as well. So basically what happened was about a month ago, I presented an idea to somebody, very established person in Philadelphia. And basically what happened was he loved the idea, but he knew my story. And he said that, James, why don't you have discipline? Well, the thing that's stopping you is the fact that you don't have discipline. Mind you, this guy has known me for all of 30 minutes max. And he came to the conclusion that I lack discipline just because I stopped going to college after 2 years. Now, when I first heard that, I was just kind of like, I was taken back. I was a little angry, a little upset, because I'm like, yo, listen, this man does not know my story. But what he said was, is that, James, it took me over 30 years to build my success. Now, what's wrong with the youth nowadays is that you guys think that you could just pop success in a microwave, 2 minutes later it comes out, $1 million. Or you changed 1 million lives. Yeah. But what I'm thinking is, it takes discipline to go against the grain. It takes discipline to actually fight for your dreams no matter what, right? Because what he said was, he has discipline because he went to college. Even though he doesn't use his degree, his diploma and his real world profession right now, he could show people, okay, listen, I got a degree. And
so that makes me disciplined.
Because I finished something I didn't want to do.
Make you disciplined.
That actually makes you stupid.
All right.
I wouldn't say that.
But I will say this. Listen, this right here, what we're doing right now, this is discipline. This is, okay, life says you should go about it this way. But you know what? I believe in something strong enough to say, I'm not going to go about it that way. I'm going to go about it this way, no matter the bumps, the bruises, the hardships that you may endure throughout it. That's discipline. That's not quitting and giving up. If you went back to college right now because, okay, this isn't going the way I thought it would go, or this isn't blowing up as fast as I thought, that's lack of discipline. Mm-hmm. That's every time you meet up against a challenge, you quit.
Yeah.
That's not discipline.
What I was saying was, the reason why I felt like it's stupid, well, I felt like it was stupid, was because he'll stand there and he'll do something. Yeah. He spent 30 years doing something he doesn't want to do. Yeah. And that's the reality for the majority. Yeah. Spending 30, 40 years waiting for 60, 65 years old, and then, all right, listen, I get that pension, I get to live another 15, 20 years. I mean,
it's what Boadi talked about. It's not discipline in the areas of life.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I could sit here and find discipline in breathing very well. I could perfect my breathing if I wanted to.
Right.
It doesn't matter because that's not what I'm trying to do in my life.
Exactly.
And that's the part I think that sometimes with, you know, older generations, because of what they had to come through, and that's the thing, that's important to always recognize the perspective, what they had to come through. Sometimes you did have to do the things that you didn't want to do. It's a different time now so that you can,
we're more free
to be able to chase the things we want to chase, but I think that what you're doing here, you know, and I'm not trying to defend you because that was a while ago, but this is discipline.
Right.
This is your discipline, and it's what you want to do, which makes it even more of a valuable discipline than just saying I have discipline. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
That would be my take on
I
that.
mean, no, it's the concept of discipline is all good and well.
Yeah.
Like you said, you know, you could practice your breathing all you want, but if you're not trying to go run marathons,
exactly, what difference?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our whole point is to help you guys understand and to tell you guys that it's okay. You don't have to be disciplined in all areas of your life or feel bad when you don't accomplish a certain thing or whatever. The only time that should matter is if that thing is holding you back from your life's purpose or your goals or your dreams. You understand? See, we do live in a society where people want that instant gratification and all of that. People want to become successes overnight and all of that. But we see what media allows us to see. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You don't see, media doesn't show you, you know, how hard X worked to get to where they are. Yeah. They just show you where they are.
Exactly.
Yesterday I didn't know Mr. X. Yeah. But today I do him. Today Mr. X is a millionaire.
Exactly.
Or a billionaire.
Yeah.
So what am I think? I'm gonna obviously think, listen,
I want that
overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Now, media doesn't teach us that discipline, and we want you guys to understand that discipline is sticking to the thing that is aligned, perfectly aligned with your life's purpose, and sticking to it no matter what. If James was to go back to college right now, I'm currently in college, so I don't speak bad upon that or anything. But if James was to go, I'm not saying you do. I just don't want people to misconstrue what we're saying. Now, it wouldn't be productive for him to go back to college, and it wouldn't show a sense of discipline. It would just show a step back into the past. You know what I mean? It'll push his dreams back further. Now, if your purpose is to become a doctor or a lawyer, and you need that, if you have to go through that, then it only makes sense for you to be disciplined when it comes to your school. Right. When it comes to your schooling, because that falls in direct line with your life's purpose and what you want to do. So that's what we want you guys to take away from what we're talking about today.
Now, my question is, what would you say to somebody who is continuously trying to do something that is with their life purpose, but they stop countless times and can't continue being disciplined in it?
I mean, that's simple. It's a point that I touched on earlier. It goes back. You have to look deeper because discipline, the lower level of discipline is motivation. Yeah. When you go deeper, it's your why. You know what I mean? You have to understand if you're trying to do something and you're not able to stick to that something. You got to ask yourself, well, why is it that I'm not able to stick to this? You know what I mean? Or why do I want to do this thing in the first place? Because if that why is powerful enough, it will help you overcome. Now, perfect example is let's say I can't stay in the gym. Right? I can't stay in the gym. I know that I'm not healthy. I need to go to the gym, but can't stay in the gym. Right? Maybe it's gonna take the love of my life to come around and for me to want to impress her to stay in the gym. Now that's my why, but it's powerful enough to get me to stay in the gym. You know what I mean? But if you don't know that why, you won't have that discipline. Because you don't know why you're doing the things that you're doing.
Or adversely, let's say he was, 700 pounds, right? He was 700 pounds, I get you, and he had a heart attack, a stroke, or whatever, right? Diabetes. Now it's like, yo, if I want to live another month, I need to start hitting this gym. I need to start eating healthy, and that's the two extremes, obviously, but of the why. Think about the little kid, right? Little kid get the ice cream. Let's say mom just said no. You know what's not going to stop the little kid? The next day. He's going to ask again.
I got a new chance.
The why is there. You know what I mean? The why is there. So whenever there's a lack of discipline in your life, you have to ask yourself, why are you doing the thing that you're doing? You know what I mean? What does that end goal look like for you? And is that end goal worth that discipline? Is that end goal worth that grind? You know what I mean? That heartache, whatever it is that you got to go through, is it worth that? And if it is, you will be disciplined. I promise you that.
And once again, when I said the college thing, right, not to ruffle any feathers, what I'm trying to tell you is that doing something that you don't want to do, that right there is wrong, right? It's just wrong. It's just a disservice to yourself as a human being. So do something and be disciplined in what you want to do, and then you'll find overall life fulfillment. That's why I get passionate about that all the time.
But not to cut you off, but let's not forget, sometimes in pursuing what you really want, you're going to have to do a lot of things that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? And that's the reason for discipline. You know what I'm saying? Discipline doesn't exist if I always want to do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
But you know what?
You know what I mean?
If you do what's enjoyable, to yourself, right? And let's say I don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But I know that me waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning is going to get me to my dreams. It's going to get me to my goals. And once I get to my goals, right, get past that one little checkpoint, I can start waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. So that's what I...
Of course.
I think that even opens up a whole nother topic about, like, because it's like, well, if you want this success and you got to wake up at 5 a.m., then technically you do want to wake up at 5 a.m. because you want that success. But then it's like, it's all perspective.
It is.
It really
it is.
I think a lot of this was...
Like, we could go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You know what I mean? And I would love to keep going deeper. But the main concept stays the same, you know? Yeah. Sometimes you're going to have to do the things that you don't want to do to get to that goal. Yes. But since that goal is what you want, it's okay.
Just make sure it's in line with your purpose. That's the end-all, be-all of it.
And don't allow somebody's ignorance of your life situation to deter you from your dreams and goals, right? Don't allow somebody to say that you're not disciplined or you don't have this, don't have that, when you know what you want out of your life.
Yeah. So, I mean, any final thoughts, guys?
That was all encompassing.
I like that. All right, so without further ado, we're going to bring on our next guest. You guys stay tuned. Today's topic was discipline. And we're going to bring on this guy, and he's going to show you exactly how he's preying on his success. Really likable guy from what I'm hearing. So I will be right back, and stay tuned.
Welcome back to Hunters TV. We have our Hunter of the Week. His name is Chris Infante. He's a nutritionist. He's also a trainer, and his company is called True Training. So without further ado, we would like for you guys to meet Chris Infante.
So Chris, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Chris Infante. I am a personal trainer and / nutritionist, and also go to people's houses and do cooking parties. What that entails is I bring food over to their house and I teach them about a 5-course meal, about snacks, lunch, dinner, and also the name of my website is www.truetraining. That's TRU. Drop the E because we drop excuses. Training.net.
My God.
That's
like
nice. The energy,
that's
bro.
nice.
I love the energy.
So I have a question.
Okay.
So when it comes to when you come with the food or whatever, is that your dime and they're just paying you extra, or is that their dime? You feel me?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. See, I like to bring my own recipes, but like some clients do ask that I do food plans from the meal plans that I prep for them. So, but a lot of times I like to bring my own tasty recipes because I want to get rid of that notion that healthy food isn't good. It's not tasty. So I bring a whole lot of good, healthy recipes that are delicious, and I just come in and I cook a 5-course meal for them.
Yeah. So that's like all inclusive in that package that they buy.
No, not in the package. This is a separate thing. So
you just do that for the love.
Yep. For a cooking party, it's actually $20 per person, excluding the person who's hosting. So if you host it, it's free, but it's a 4-person minimum. So you bring a group of your friends, and I can do a cooking show for 10 people. The most I did was in New York was 15 people. I was so nervous, and I was like stuttering, and I was like, let me taste the food. So what I made was a sliced steak wrapped in onions and peppers, wrapped in lettuce, iceberg lettuce, with yogurt on it, Greek yogurt instead of sour cream.
Lost me with the yogurt.
Yeah. But like
I was like,
but Greek yogurt and sour cream taste the exact same.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but it's healthier, way healthier. So you put that on there, and people
you
were
said
tearing
like
it up.
plain Greek yogurt.
Plain Greek yogurt,
Okay,
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, not like French vanilla Greek yogurt,
Okay.
plain Greek yogurt. It's
Understand.
nasty by itself, but
It is.
it's something else, yeah.
Horrendous.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So how are you currently being a hunter and preying on your success?
Well, me currently, I use my personality to go out and help people, as many people as possible. It's basically how I started. Is I went to high school, played football, and then I went to college and played football there. I got very successful, and then I ended up working in politics for a year and a half, and then my friend told me, he said, "Hey Chris, like you have it, you could definitely play football, so why don't you pursue it?" My friend's name is Titan out there. Anyway, so I went out there, started a couple combines, and in those combines, I got some couple looks, and then I got invited to go down to Florida. And in Florida, I got a chance to train with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Miami Dolphins. I met Chad Ochocinco,
Nice.
which is a really blessing. And so they said, you're really raw. We like you, but you haven't played in about 2 years. So we want to send you to Finland. Now, me, I'm all about surprises. Sign to my family anything, right? I want to go out there and prove it. Because I did mess up before in the past. And I was like, you know what? I want to go there. I want to surprise my family. Like, hey, next week I'm going to Finland to play football, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to have a spot on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? So I ended up riding my bicycle down the road while I was still in school, getting another degree, and riding my bicycle down the road, and the car ends up coming up, and I swerved to the left so the car wouldn't hit me. So my bicycle's on the sidewalk, and the car just comes and hits the front of my bike and throws me into a pole and breaks a couple bones in my neck, breaks my clavicle, breaks my ribs, my knee still bulges out, ruined, which was a bad back, but ruined most of my back, gave me nerve damage in my eye. I'm still look good though. But what I did, it started that is, I was so depressed coming from that. I didn't really let it get to me. I kind of pushed it off because what else could you do? But it's kind of hard to hide that depression that I had, to hide the anger that I had something that I loved so much taken away from me. And I still have the God-given athletic ability, but if doing this hurts, then what's the point, one hit away. So at the time, my mom was sick with cancer. She's good, stomach cancer, thank God. So I came home and I was like, all right, when she has a surgery, I'm gonna go and find a job. So I found a job in Connecticut for an aeronautical engineer place that could do like public advertising for them, speak for them, write speeches for them, stuff like that, So that was in Connecticut. I went for a job interview. I found out my mom had to go back on chemo. So I had to make a decision. What do I do? Do I go with my career, or do I go back and take care of the one person who's had my back through everything?
Right.
So I decided to go home, and I don't ever regret that, ever. So I said, all right, I'm in the Poconos. There's nothing here really with my talents. There's nothing really here for me to do. So what have I learned with my life, and how can I do my passion, which has always been helping people, to how can I translate that to actually making money?
Okay.
So for a short while, I was like, let me try personal training. I wanted to take the test before, but I bought it and then let it expire. So I took the test again. I was dedicated and had a discipline to actually study every day, learn something new every day, take notes, take the test, and keep going day by day, right? And so it took me 4 months to get everything, to pass all the tests. I was stressed, but I did it. And with all my expertise, I trained with Chris Johnson's speed coach. I trained with other NFL players. I trained with a whole bunch of coaches through all my life. And I realized like I have the knowledge and know-how to help people. I know how to cook healthy. I've been doing it for my mom when she got sick. I made her a whole nutrition plan for her. I know how to work out, I know how to get through injuries because I've been injured myself. So I got that done, and I started my business little by little. So that's basically how where True Training came from. And the name True Training comes from a coach I met who's actually Chris Johnson's speed coach. He was a short little black guy. Right? He used to say, "True Training! You're gonna do it my way! I'm the captain! You like it, go on, leave!" So that sticks in my head, right? And I came up with the slogan, drop the E to drop excuses.
Okay.
Because no excuses. I want everybody to have the chance to live a healthy life. I want to teach as many people as possible. So right now I'm working with Aroa Productions because I want to get, not my story, but I want to get like free tips how to get healthy, free tips to cook healthy, free tips to get fit. If you're broke, how do you get fit while being broke? No excuses. There's always something you could do to help yourself, right? If you got a bad knee, you could hobble for a half hour. Right. You know what I mean? There's always something you could do, whether it's health, food, money, children, or you got a flock of seagulls trying to kill you outside. There's always something you could do to better yourself. You know, so that's where my philosophy came from.
What position you play?
I used to play running back.
Running back?
Yeah, I'm fast, boy.
What's your
4'3".
Whew.
Yeah.
How tall?
I'm 6'1", 235, pure chocolate.
Yo.
That's cool. So, what's your greatest motivation?
My greatest motivation is something that's been like in my heart since I was younger. The reason why I actually wear the S on my chest is helping people. You know, always had this big urge since I was younger to help people.
Superman complex.
Superman complex, yes. And I feel like if I'm the biggest person in the room, I don't want anybody to fear me because I can help anybody. If something happens to a bystander, I want to help that person. You know, I want to feel like I can protect anybody around me. You know, and I feel like helping people, whether I've helped random people before, people who never knew my name. I remember this one time I was in Walmart, right? This lady was carrying a rug out of Walmart. I knew she was scared of me. Big 6'1" black guy. I was bigger than I was now. Yeah. So I was like 235, but still just swole. And I go, ma'am, need help with that rug? She's like, oh. It was an old white lady because, you know, we were in Lower PA where you don't see too many of people like me around. But anyway, so I helped her with a rug. She said, oh, thank you. You're so kind. And I helped her with something else, and I just walked away. I didn't want the gratification. I just wanted to help somebody. That's the gratification that I get enough for myself, is going out helping people, random people, and that's my motivation. Having people tell me how much I changed their lives and how, like, someone got over addiction to Mountain Dew, you know? It took them a month with me to get over addiction to Mountain Dew that they had for years. That broke my heart. That made me feel really good, right. Yeah. I had people hug me and cry and just say thank you, and help their confidence, you know? So me starting up just to make money became something totally different. This changed my life. It made me just want to help people even more.
Do you feel like, what do you feel like, because we always ask our guests, what is the greatest gift that you can give to the world? Do you feel like that's true training?
See, that's the interesting question, because I feel like what's the greatest gift I can give to the world, and what's the greatest gift that I want to give to the world? Okay. You know, I feel like that's an interesting question. But I feel like my happiness is the greatest gift I can give to people, and also getting people healthy one by one, make people have a healthier life. Not too many things can make me angry, and not really too many people have seen me mad. You know, like some of my family knows I do have a temper, but I used to have a temper, but I control a lot better now. But I have the attitude of just let it go, you know, because I look in the future. Life is like a painting, right? You create a painting one stroke at a time, right? If you have one stroke, step back, realize the painting is incomplete. You know what I'm saying? So that one instant, let's say you called me a name, right? Something I would want to do, a younger me, is probably punch you in the face. Make sure you don't call me a name again. But I think about it now, you call me a name, how's that going to affect my money? Yeah, how's it going to affect my life? How's it going to affect the life of people I love? How's it going to affect your life? Just walk away. You know, so I took that a lot, actually, after, in 2008, I beat up a kid, you know, and I went to jail for 22 days. You know, I should never went to jail, right? Because it was my first offense. But I was it taught me, let things go. And I was like, wow, this isn't really important. I beat up a kid just because basically my ex-girlfriend was dating somebody. I was like, wow, what would that do for me?
Right.
You know? Right. But it changed my life for the better.
No, that's good though. You know, sometimes you do gotta go through those wake up moments in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to set
definitely.
you back on course.
And it's a good thing that you learned your lesson after 22 days.
Yeah.
You got people that literally go in and out of jail to a point that jail's more of a home to them than their actual birthplace or their wife or whatever, you feel me, their kids. So, I mean, it does make a lot of sense. So, like, when you talk about the Superman thing, right, and how you want to help people, like, that, where did that come from, though? Like, the deepest root of where you wanted to help people, like, where did that come from?
This is going to sound funny.
Okay.
But I feel like my nature to help people and to push myself harder than anybody could push me comes from anime.
Okay.
Watching
this
anime.
guy loves anime.
Yeah.
Yu Yu Haku?
Naruto, all that stuff. Yeah. Because here's the thing. The strongest person is always the nicest person. And
anime,
yeah, and I feel like I'm very nice to people. I love help people. I'm very much of a people person. And just the effort to give back. And someone told me the other day, he says, you're very intimidating. Like your size, your stature, but you are such a sweetheart. You know? And something like that just makes me want to give back. Looking at the stories of anime, because those are real life stories. It's colorful, it's funny, it's crazy out of this world, but they're real life stories which could be applicable to real life situations. You know? So I feel like the push it forward or pay it forward concept, that's what I hope that nice things I do to random people or nice things I do to people even I know is paid it forward. It makes the world a better place.
That's out.
You know?
He tells me all the time to watch this one show. What's the show with the little bald kid? He's like half God, half like
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Is that the Yu Yu Hakusho? He says that he watched that show. Oh, I thought he was bald. I don't know. Yeah. But he says that he watched that show. It's about 400 episodes or something like that. And he said that show right there taught him almost like everything as far as like how to treat other people, how to go about situations, like a cartoon that was so applicable to your life. And I mean, I'm half intrigued to watch it, but it's kind of like I'm not an anime type of person, and I'm more of like a boomerang, like old school cartoon type of person. So.
I tell them that all the time. But we talked about discipline a lot today. So what do you have? What advice could you give our viewers watching today about discipline?
I have a good story about discipline. It's kind of an unsuccess story. Okay. But it's kind of shaped everything that's happened for me up until now. So when I was in about my third year of college, I was in the best shape of my life. I was getting up every morning at 6 in the morning, working out with my sled, running by myself. I had the discipline, the drive to be the best football player I could be because I had a chance to make it a pro right out of college. You know what I mean? My coaches told me that my freshman year, like, you're something special. And I believe that. And I was like, this is a year I'm going to show my talent off and work the hardest I ever worked in my life. So the whole summer, I mean, like, I was 22 years old, so I could have a chance to go to bars, drink, hang with my friends. But I chose to work, get money, and I chose to train. Those are two things I did, and spend time with my family. So I worked and trained, and I had to take 2 summer classes to play, right? I took those classes. I used my intellectual ability for disadvantage. I needed an A in those classes. I got B's because I didn't study hard enough.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because when I got to college, I was living with my friends. It's like, I could go out this day. Right. I go out this way. I'm smart enough to pass a class. Okay? I was smart enough to pass a class, but I wasn't smart enough to get an A.
Right.
You know? So
disciplined enough.
I wasn't disciplined enough. I was so disciplined in one aspect of my life because I went to college, right, and still trained my butt off every single day.
Right.
But I wasn't disciplined enough in the whole aspect of my life to go and study for about an hour.
You didn't realize that school also fell in direct line.
Exactly. And that changed my life because that was the last year I was able to play football in college. You know? And that set the tone for my life because maybe if I did play, what would happen after that? Then the what if sets in. Right. You know? And I didn't want to be in that kind of pain ever again. I didn't want to set myself back, destroy my own plans, because I wasn't disciplined enough, because I was lazy. So, I mean, now I feel like I have so much discipline. One time I would get up at 3 in the morning, change my car, change the oil in my car, go to work 3 hours away, come back. You know, but even now I need all discipline because my business relies on me. And I can never let my clients down by not wanting to get up. There's plenty of days that I don't want to get up. You know, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, I gotta go jogging with a client, or I gotta go home and make a meal plan after I've been in the gym for 10 hours, 12 hours.
Takes a lot.
Yeah, so last thing I want to do is go home and make a meal plan and stay on the computer, but it takes discipline, and it takes knowing that people count on me to help me get through the day. And
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that. Well, without further ado, on this show, first of all, I love your answers. Everything was
Thank
great.
you.
Love the stories. Thank you for sharing them with us.
Entertaining. Very entertaining.
Very entertaining. Now, what we like to do on the show is we like for our guests to showcase a special talent or something that they really like to do or really enjoy doing. You don't have to be the best at it, but it has to be something that you really enjoy. You know, in your box, in your space. Yeah, that's what you enjoy doing. So, what would you say your talent is?
I like making finger puppets. No. For actually, nunchucks. I know how to whip the nunchucks pretty well. And also, my talent is I'm going to do it blindfolded.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Don't kill anybody.
I won't.
Don't
Actually, the story, one time I was in my room, me and the boys were drinking, and I put my blindfolds on, my nunchucks, and I was like, with him right real close to his face. He was freaking out.
But you never hit him?
Never hit him. Never hit him.
Well, I was waiting on that. I was waiting to kind of...
Yeah, never hit him. On myself.
Okay. Beautiful.
Let's take a look at your nunchucks, man.
All right.
We'll set the stage for it, and guys, we're in for a treat, so stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. That was impressive, man.
Thank you very much.
It was great. Like, Joe was fired.
It's different.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
And it looked like you was actually like whooping yourself with the nunchuck.
No, I'm not. Actually, just glides it over. So the edge of the nunchuck actually just swings over different joints in my body. You know, really, it's not hurting me at all.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's my body's made of steel. Actually, I was self-taught.
Okay.
Right? So I learned it because in Taekwondo class, they never really taught us how to use weapons. Mm-hmm. So I kind of self-taught myself. I self-taught myself how to use nunchucks, bow staff, triple staff, stuff like that.
I have no idea what a bow staff or triple staff is.
Sounds deadly, though.
Yeah,
right.
all bow
Like
staff is just like a 6-foot bamboo staff, and a triple staff is like a nunchucks, but 3 sections like this long, like that, you know?
That's what's up, man.
That hurts. On my head a lot.
All right, man. That's cool. That's cool. We really do appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
Now, where can we find you at?
So you guys can find me at www.trutraining. That's true training. We dropped the E because we dropped excuses. And you guys can also call me. The number's on the website, or email me. My number is 570-580-0692. And I want to thank Hunters and Road Productions for giving me the chance to come on here and give some of myself, and also opportunity to meet you guys. And it was a lot of fun.
It was fun, man. We really did appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Now, introduce
the Hunter's Handshake.
All
right. So
Hunter's Salute.
The Hunter's Salute. So it's mine, body, and then soul. But you gotta just let it
Yeah.
You gotta let it flow. It's not a handshake.
Now I'm not gonna lie. I did watch the show, and I've been practicing the mirror for this. Hopefully I get it.
All right. My God.
Alright, buddy. So,
Alright. Appreciate it, man.
Alright. Bring us to Shaka Ptah.
Yeah. Alright, so we have another great performance by the one, the only Shaka Ptah. So without further ado, Shaka.
I'm just a bird inside a cage, inside of pain, inside a game, inside of fame, inside of dreams, and y'all can never wake me up. Too tired from the chase of such a life. The same I say I love. I'm married to this life, and we ain't never breaking up. I'm saving up. One favor, could you tell me when I made enough energy to connect my enemies to inner peace? I guess I came to change it up from chains to chains. They hate it, but I'm used to talking sense, and since you ain't never made enough, please no more talking. Was running around in circles, Father, please no more walking, cause I'm strapped for cash, I'm on my lashes, piece up in my luggage. One time I made it to the stars with bully and some courage. We were diamonds in the rough, and they were dime a dozen. 100 miles and running. I know you know I'm coming. It's just a little farther now. It's just like last time, it's just a little harder now. Tell me, are you brave enough to change it up? I'm just a bird inside a cage, inside of pain, inside a game, inside of fame, inside of dreams, and y'all can never wake me up. March 4th.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Hunters TV. Really like to thank our guest Chris Infante, and also thank Shaka Ptah for doing this thing. James, bring us home, man.
You got it. So basically what we want you to take home after you watch this episode is the fact that discipline is not something that is reactionary, right? So take out that negative notion of discipline being, I don't know, let's say chastising or getting your butt whooped or whatever it is. Whatever we grew up and we perceive discipline to be. What discipline is, it's a proactive action. It's doing something regardless, right? So that right there is what discipline is. Doing something regardless because you need to actually hone in and you need to continue to progress towards your goal, no matter what.
As long as that something falls in line with your purpose. That's the biggest thing that I want everybody to take from this episode. Whatever you're disciplined in, make sure that it falls in direct line with what you want to do with your life. You know, and if you have some things in life that you're not disciplined in, like myself in the gym, doesn't fall directly in line with my life's purpose. I mean, I'm healthy enough. So have it fall directly in line with your purpose, and don't beat yourself up because you do certain things and you can't stick to certain things. Because at the end of the day, like Shaka said, he can train himself on how to become the best air breather on the planet. But if he's not trying to run a marathon, it doesn't really matter. And with that being said, any final thoughts?
Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not good enough or you're not whatever. Let's say, bring it back to the whole, the person that told me that I didn't have discipline, so I didn't deserve to chase my dreams. I had to go take another route. Do what makes you happy and pursue it to the best of your possible abilities. So with that being said, continue to be a hunter.
And pray in your success. See you next week.